Ready, dude. Right, let's pull the pin on this bad boy. Our first beer of this evening will be, surprisingly, the weaker of our two beers this evening, and that is Headspace. There we go. Look at that. Look how moist that is.
It's been waiting.
Man, that's a beautiful sight to behold. Okay, so, for the first time this season, let's crack it open, bud.
Now, this is going to be... I'm introducing a new character to our podcasting universe. This is a gift from many years ago. Well, it looks like a little plastic doll to you.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
Why has she only got one arm?
I used her too vigorously one day.
Okay. She's still got one arm left, though.
There's a bonus. There's a point why I'm holding this little plastic doll.
Okay,
there is. Cracking arse.
How long have you been waiting to bust that one off? Honestly, dude.
Please, if you're listening to the audio version of the podcast, I'll put this bit on Instagram so you can see that I'm not just some weird pervert. Or am I?
People know already you're a weird pervert, Stu. Honestly, we don't need proof. We do not need the proof. Wow. Impressive.
Just like that.
Very impressive. I knew a girl who used to be able to do that. As a party trick. She was a hoot. So, buddy, let's do it, man. Cheers.
Oh, no, I'm going to pour it.
Oh, man, come on. This always happens, dude. Here I am, raring to go.
Scotch whiskey.
He delays it with the pouring. You can smell it, man, definitely. Yeah. Definitely got a really nice kick to it in terms of odour. You look very sophisticated over there, but the way you're holding that glass.
Wait till I put my silly straw in.
Yeah, just make sure you don't spit it out, man. Don't get confused. This one goes, down in here.
Insert beer here.
Insert beer here. All right.
Okay.
Will do. Cheers, mate.
That's very smooth.
It's very smooth. I think it's a bit more smoother than you would think going into it. It being a Scotch whiskey beer. I think that's the impression. I've only had it once before, and that was the impression I think I got last time, that it was very light for a whiskey beer. What do you think?
No, it was actually really good. I'm trying to think if it's like a caramel taste, but
yeah, it's got a got the kind of butterscotch kind of very light toffee flavor to it. It's nice. It's really nice. So this is Headspace from McEwan's, a legendary Scottish brewery, standing at a filthy 5.8%. I want to say that this is a fairly newish release. I only had it for the first time earlier this year, if I remember, and was really excited at the proposition of a whiskey beer. I kind of feel the same now as I do back then. But while I get my thoughts together, I'm going to tell the lovely people out there a bit about McEwan's. So McEwan's was originally brewed by William McEwan's Fountain Brewery in Fountain Bridge. Talking about Rusty, Edinburgh, on a loaner of $2,000 from his mother and uncle. The area and the brewery are named after the spring waters from the vicinity, and McEwan chose the location after engaging in industrial espionage at Bass and Allsops breweries in order to learn techniques and work out costs. When the company was registered in 1889, as McEwan's was whizzing off to Parliament to trade beer for politics, it was at that time the largest brewery in the United Kingdom under a single owner, and was producing 2 million barrels of beer a year, mostly export, which was its bread and butter in the early years. So, right, let's put a bookmark in that history book for the time being.
So,
as Stu...
I'll put my hand up.
Yes.
Do we think William McEwan is like one of the three musketeers that we see here?
I don't think he is. I think that if I remember, is based off a famous painting, and I can't remember what the painting's called now. He's definitely been updated over the years. He looks a bit more jollier than he used to, but yeah, if I remember, it's based off a painting, and I can't remember the name of it, but Wikipedia will give you that answer. I'm just too busy right now, Stu, but thank you for asking that question. Appreciate that.
It's been answered.
Put it down. Thanks for the apple, though, babe. Really, really appreciate that. What do you think about this beer, then, dude? How's it striking you? I'm getting a lot more nice sweetness now. Now that I've kind of, I don't know. Now that I've drunk more, I'm kind of getting a lot more sweetness to it now compared to my initial taste.
I'm just surprised at how light it is.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, as I say, you expect something a bit more of a bite to it, but it is quite light. It's got it's like almost like a hint of whiskey, like a very faint sense of whiskey to it, but yeah, nothing too powerful, but it's nice, very smooth. Doesn't really taste like a 5.8% to me, but maybe I'll be on the floor once it's finished, so we'll see.
That's it. Maybe by the end, when you finish this bottle, you have a nice little buzz on. But
yeah, man, better continue this podcast before I'm KO'd. So let's jump onto our second beer of this evening. An old friend, if you will, which I'll happily drink with an old friend this evening. I mean, we've only known each other a year or so, but he is getting on a bit. It's the Mighty Champion. Woo! There we go. Let's crack this bad boy open. The gold medal winner of the International Brewing Awards 2019. How about that? That's like the Oscars of brewskis.
New smell.
Mm-hmm. You can smell that, man. Like that kind of. I get that, like that kind of licoricey kind of nuttiness straight away. Have you got COVID?
I was about to say, I feel like Ralph Wiggum trying to play the recorder.
Did you test before we recorded?
I better check the old taste buds.
Yeah, man. There we go. Look at that, buddy. It's just dark. Honestly, man, pure syrup. Lovely stuff. Beautiful.
Jeez, oh.
Sure, you remember this is not a video podcast, yeah? Just want to remind you.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting lost in the beer. It's just.
Take it in, buddy. Breathe it in.
I'm wiping tears away.
Honestly. Soak it up, buddy.
I've been waiting to log lager for so long.
I've got such a backlog, honestly, bud. Tell you that. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Gorgeous. It's one of them. If you have 2 or 3, you definitely know you'll be hitting the Gaviscon.
Oh, like, yeah.
100%, man.
Fucked.
Otherwise, you're not sleeping. Like 100%. It's gorgeous. I just
realised I was going to do my best this season not to swear.
Why?
I don't know.
The whole kids thing. I remember the demographic. Don't forget about it.
Professionalism, but just that taste.
Professionalism. You and me. Wow. Gorgeous, man. Like just really dark, syrupy, licorice flavor to it, like biscuity flavor to it. Just crazy levels of maltiness. Just gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, here we have old favorite champion, another Scotch ale, standing at a severe 7.3%.
Dancing with the devil, pale moonlight now.
Man, you know it, dude. To jump back into the back history of McEwan's a little bit, in 1970, do you know what? It never gets any easier. In 1973, Their recently rebuilt Fountain Brewery pioneered the use of computer control for the entire brewing process, and come 1975, they were the best-selling canned beer in the UK.
This
In the
shit's
80s,
now brewed by Terminators.
and,
Sorry.
Man, ready to take over the world, dude. Come 1975, they were the best-selling canned beer in the UK. In the 80s, they began their foray into football sponsorship, which most notably saw them sponsor Rangers, which lasted all the way up till 1999. And it was during the 80s that also saw the launch of their Alive and Kicking campaign, which offered some of the most zaniest and well-produced TV ads at the time. There's a bunch on YouTube, and I wholeheartedly recommend checking them out, as they're brilliant. Alongside their Scottish Ale, which is readily available at home, which is readily available to home drinkers. Sorry, I should say. It's the one that we covered last season. Most of their output, including their original 60, 70, and 80 shilling ales, their lager, and their best Scotch, which is a bit confusingly titled as it's their mild bitter hybrid. I've always wanted to have a go on. They're all draft only, unfortunately. So yeah, if you don't have them in a local, you shit out of luck, sadly. But yeah, great kind of catalogue of beers, and still putting old styles into pubs, some kind of historical brewskis, kind of still putting them on draft for people to enjoy, which is awesome. Okay, it's at time of Stu. It may be a little like comparing apples and oranges, but what's your ranking of McEwan's catalogue so far? So these two and the Scottish Ale we did last season. And anything else if you have tried that? I don't know whether you have.
I don't think I have. No. I'll probably go. Oh, it's difficult. I feel like maybe Scotch Ale, Headspace, Champion.
What? The Scotch Ale?
Yeah,
the Champion or the Headspace? Oh, the Scotch. Yeah, sorry, man. The Scottish Ale.
Scottish Ale.
Apologies. Yeah. Sorry, man. No, it's confusing. Honestly, it's only an ish away from being something else.
Aye.
So what did you say? Sorry.
Yeah. Scottish Ale.
Scottish Ale.
Headspace. Champion.
Is that upward? Is that 1 to 3 or is that 3 to 1?
These two are shite. I prefer the other ones. No. Champion? I do quite enjoy this. Like, I've only had this beer Champion once before, and
yeah, I think that. I mean, it's kind of like I say, yeah, it's in its own league. The Scottish Ale, so it's very light. So I'd probably include that in maybe like a list of like my kind of bitters rather than compare it with these two, because these are very different types of beer. And in my other kind of like my bitter kind of table that falls quite high. It's lovely, really nice like session kind of bitter, I would say. But yeah, Champion takes the lead for me. Just fantastic, lovely brewski. Headspace kind of disappointing. You know, I felt kind of that way the first time I had it. I kind of feel the
kick you're expecting.
Yeah, I feel similar now. Like being a big whiskey fan as well as a beer fan. The combining of the two, I thought would be a bit more kind of. I don't know. We would produce a bit more of a better beer, but it's fine. It almost tastes to me like a diet Champion.
Right?
Is that fair? Like kind of similar
maybe
taste profile, but very light. Kind of
Headspace was a lot more fruitful though. Like straight away, I got notes when I opened the bottle.
Yeah,
and then by the time I opened Champion, I clearly had COVID and smelled nothing.
Yeah, the Headspace maybe got a bit more like a raisiny kind of thing, fruity thing going on, possibly.
Possibly.
Whereas the Champion's just obviously hitting you with the kind of licorice and the very the very indulgent maltiness, possibly. But yeah, they're kind of different beasts, I suppose. But that's how I would compare them. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Stu.
I am too.
Your time here.